Well, it's just past President's Day, and it is the perfect time to get that spring pruning on your roses. I'm with Phil Edmonds from Garden Rose Consulting, and so really, I got the best person here to tell us all about pruning roses.
Thank you.
So what should we do this time of year?
Well, it's time to cut the roses back and give them, I mean, they've already started to grow. You can see they've got little sprouts on them. And if roses really don't have to be pruned if you don't want to, but they'll get real tall, and the flowers will flop over and they won't even be able to, the stems will be too thin to hold up the flowers when they bloom. So what we do is we cut them back and kind of manage the plant, basically. So we cut all that new growth off below the new growth and prune to dormant buds so that we don't get any frost damage if we get a late frost in, say, March or April.
Yeah, because that can still happen.
That can happen.
So let's dive into this one, and if you can kind of explain, what are you looking for when you start taking out the canes?
Sure. So this rose has been pruned down from probably about this tall, and we cut it back in the fall, kind of wind pruned it, so that it's more of a manageable height to haul away the debris, of course, and because there's quite a number of roses in this garden. And what we want to do is we want to take out broken and thin and skinny canes and get all the leaves out and this sort of thing, and leave the really green canes like this and this and this and this and this. Those are new canes that grew last year from pruning, and then we kind of replenish the canes, see? So they'll grow new canes from here down below, and they'll also grow new canes from wherever we cut up above them.
So some of the woody ones, you really want to start replacing them. You want to look for ones to kind of take their place going forward.
Yes. And so for instance, this was pruned right here last year.
Right.
Now it sprouted this cane, and this cane, and this cane from the pruning last year. We could cut it back here and then again here, and it'll sprout right here, maybe one or two more canes. Okay. But I like to have a really thick part of the cane, so I'll take it even all the way down like that.
Okay.
If you cut these roses are really tough. Mm-hmm. If you cut a rose down to this tall, it'll still come back.
Ah, great.
Yeah, you can't hurt them. They're really pretty indestructible.
I think people think because the flowers are so beautiful and that you have to be such dainty with them, but really you're going to be vigorous in here and take out a lot of canes.
You see all this old brown cane? Yeah, that's not going to be healthy growth, so we just cut that out, and then I'll cut it down lower later. But then we want to clean out the middle a little bit. So I can cut this one out way down here so that we have a nice green cane here. And we'll cut this one off. Well, I'll use the loppers, make it easier.
And then why do you want to have it open in the center? Why is that
just
healthy?
Better air circulation for disease control, better disease resistance. Mm-hmm. Good air circulation is important. If they get too cluttered, they'll get cluttered anyway because they grow, but they'll be, it's much better to get them kind of vase-shaped, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like an open hand with fingers.
Like an open hand, fingers up, yeah. So I kind of clean out the center like that, and then anything that's got old brown dead wood, I'll cut out. This one happens to have a bunch of perennials around it too, so.
And then one more question, it's like, so this time of year, it's still chilly out, you're just doing this pruning, do we want to fertilize now?
No.
Okay.
No, the temperature of the soil is too cold for the roses to actually uptake fertilizer, so you wait until April for your first feeding. Ah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you can see that, we did have a little bit of snow, but really you can get out in your garden. And when is the last time we can start doing this?
I usually like to prune somewhere between 1st of February to the middle of March. You can do it even later if you have to, but that's the best time. Ah. Yeah. So middle of March is fine. They'll just be a little later bloom, So
no worries.
You might not make Rose Festival if you prune in mid-March, but they'll bloom. I've pruned in July and they still grow back, so it doesn't matter.
Well, Phil has given us so many tips. Really, it's not too late to get out in your garden and get your roses all ready for the summer season. If you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to your website, and what is that?
GardenRoseConsulting.com.
And you can see all the information and maybe have Phil come out and help you with your roses. Thanks so much, Phil.
You're welcome. Thank you.